done a few updates to the SAP Tools plugin, essentially coming from working on some fairly big models, so trying to make it as efficient as possible. And I'll just run through these now in a short video. So the first thing that got changed was the interface to the thermal bridge detector. It was a little bit complicated before with a lot of information available at once. So it's been altered so that you essentially have a panel of the different thermal bridges you can choose, and then the settings appear here. But it works in a very similar way. So let's just do a quick example. I'll detect the EA7s and say the EA5s. It's going to do all that for me. No problem. The next issue was still with thermal bridges, actually, that tended to find that doing a complicated model, you might want to add some extra tags, and there's not a very quick way of doing that in SketchUp, because you can't actually duplicate a tag natively as far as I'm aware. So I added this little tool that's available in the menu. So just create thermal bridge. Let's say, for example, we're going to have a few different types of lintel. So we want to make a EO2A to show that that's a different type. You can just essentially select your template, gives you all the default settings, but you could just type in here that you're going to do EO2A. Perhaps that one is shared between two dwellings, so you can change the sharing factor, and then hit create. It appears there. Let's say we've actually got loads of types. We'll do a B and a C as well. That one's got 3 as the sharing factor. It's just creating them for you, so it makes life a lot easier when you're trying to do them from scratch. It can get really frustrating. You can also set the line types as well. Just handy if you want to distinguish between lots of similar ones. And the next feature I added was to do with assigning things quickly. So typically when you're doing apartments, especially, you end up with a structure where every apartment is its own group. And if we were to go into these and say we wanted to change these walls to external wall 2, kind of, yeah, you can do them one at a time like that. But then it starts to take time. You're kind of clicking in, you're clicking out. You can start to use the paint bucket tool, but you've still got to get into the right context for your apartment. So I added another tool. It's called Quick Assign. Essentially, it lists all the materials that you've already got in your model, and we could just type 2 there, and then just start clicking. It doesn't mind that they're separate groups. It just goes straight for it. So you could do a whole facade really quickly. It does highlight the actual face it's detecting, so you can sort of see what's going on there. And yeah, very quickly you can change wall types across a massive model. Similar theme with thermal bridges as well. So it lists all the thermal bridges in your model. These might be in sort of group structures, hard to edit, but with this you can just do some direct changes. So if we were, for example, to want to change, this isn't going to be a valid example, but it would demonstrate it. If we wanted to change some of those lintels to EA7, we could just click EA7 and click on the lintels like that. And yeah, it doesn't matter that they're in different groups. You've got direct access to all of it. Sticking with the thermal bridge theme for the final one, I just added a quick reference link to some of the SAP guidance. I always find myself searching around for these diagrams, but I thought I'd put it all in one place and then put it in with the plugin.